Hello everyone, my name is Anna. Anna, welcome back Health Fitness 1047. I wish you a nice day. Here is main news. Let's see then.
June 27, 2025, will not only be the day the final season of Squid Game launches. It will also be the day we enter our own final game. In a world of lies, where money determines morality, in the laughter of the rich and the silent cries of the poor, the survival game is back, and this time, it's not just killing people, but also killing beliefs, memories, and the very concept of who is a good person. In today's video, we delve into the darkness of Squid Game. New terrifying games are about to unfold. The final confrontation between Ji-hun and Frontman, and an ending that may leave you speechless long after the screen turns off. Squid Game Season 3, which will also be the final season, will officially be released on Netflix on June 27, 2025. This season directly follows Season 2, with the main character Seong Ji-hun, Lee Jung-jae, determined to end the deadly game once and for all. Confronting him is frontman, Lee Byung-hun, who has many dark secrets and motives, promising to bring a dramatic battle. Netflix has revealed a creepy poster, hinting at the upcoming violent and emotional developments. After Season 2 set a record with over 68 million views, Season 3 is expected to bring an explosive conclusion to this globally popular Korean series. Squid Game Season 3. The finale of the Game of Death, the final confrontation between Ji-hun and Frontman after nearly 4 years of stirring up the world. Squid Game, the Korean series that once shocked the world entertainment industry, will officially end with its third season, scheduled to be released on June 27, 2025 on Netflix. This is not only a much-anticipated comeback but also the final chapter, promising to bring a breathtaking ending to the survival journey of people who are driven to the end of the road. The End of a Global Phenomenon premiered in 2021. Squid Game quickly became a global phenomenon thanks to its story that is both brutal and deeply reflects the social reality and injustice in modern life. The film revolves around people who are at the end of their rope, willing to trade their lives for huge bonuses by participating in children's games that are transformed into bloody challenges. Following the huge success of the first season, Season 2 continues to expand the world of Squid Game, delving deeper into the origins of the game and the mysterious frontman. Season 2 not only extends the suspense but also creates many unanswered questions, making fans restless. It is known that Season 2 has become the third most watched season in Netflix history, with more than 68 million views, dominating the charts in 92 countries. Ji-hun returns, this time to end everything in the final season. The audience will continue to accompany Seong Ji-hun, played by Lee Jung-jae, who was a victim and the ultimate winner in the first season. But this time, he does not return to live in seclusion, but returns with a single goal, to end the deadly game forever. Ji-hun's opponent is none other than Frontman, a character played by Lee Byung-hun. This is a former player who became a ruthless operator, hiding behind a mask that holds countless secrets. The confrontation between two former victims, now standing on two different sides, will be the focus of the final season. Netflix has teased with a chilling poster, an image of an injured contestant being dragged by a masked soldier, next to a familiar coffin with a pink ribbon. This scene signals a season that is darker, bloodier, and more emotional than ever. What will it end? Not just stopping at suspense and violence, Squid Game always makes viewers think about deep themes such as the gap between rich and poor, greed, despair, and human values in modern society. The fact that Season 3 is the final chapter will open up the opportunity for the film to answer the remaining mysteries. Who is really behind the organization? Will justice be served? Will Ji-hun win or lose himself? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. Squid Game Season 3 will be a painful, tense, and unforgiving finale to one of the most iconic series of the decade. Why Squid Game became a global phenomenon. Squid Game is not only successful because of its thrilling entertainment elements or breathtaking survival scenes. Its true appeal lies in the fact that the film reflects the cruel social reality through a metaphorical lens, making millions of viewers around the world see themselves in each character. In each round, players are forced to choose between morality and life, between love and selfishness. In the world of Squid Game, money is the supreme god. Those with money see human lives as trash, while those without money are forced to kill each other to survive. That structure is no different from real life, a fiercely competitive society, where the poor are marginalized, where kindness can be the end. Therefore, although the story takes place in Korea, viewers from America, Europe to Africa feel that it speaks for them, people trapped in debt, pressure, injustice and a system with no way out. In addition, the iconic game design, like green light red light, or Dalgona candy splitting, made the film a global, cultural meme. Combined with recognizable images, like green uniforms, pink soldiers, square circle triangle masks, Squid Game quickly became a pop culture icon, spreading on TikTok, Instagram, cosplay and festivals. Season 3 from survival game to ideological battle? According to many predictions from fans and analysis from international film sites, Squid Game Season 3 will not only be a survival race between contestants, but also a battle between two opposing ideals. On one side is Ji-hun, representing resistance, hope for change. On the other side is Frontman, the embodiment of a cruel, cold and efficient system. Ji-hun used to be a chess piece, now he wants to destroy the chessboard. But is that possible? In Season 2, we see that the organization behind the Squid Game is not just a group of sick people, but a complex global system that affects governments, technology, and finance. That raises the question, how can an individual like Ji-hun overthrow a mechanism that has existed for decades? Therefore, Season the 3rd of may not follow the same game, who lives, who dies motif as before, but focus on the strategy of resistance, underground rebellions, and the awakening of the operators themselves. Frontman, for example, is someone who played and won. Does he really believe in this system, or is he also a victim of being swallowed by it? In addition, some theories suggest that the organization is expanding its reach globally, recruiting powerful people from all over as spectators, turning all of humanity into entertainment. If that's true, Squid Game Season 3 could end with a powerful message about the depravity of power, greed, and human desperation when pushed to the limit. Will the ending be satisfying? The fact that Season 3 is the finale of the entire series has raised viewers' expectations. Viewers not only want to see Ji-hun win, but also want to see the fall of evil, or at least a moral blow to the bloodthirsty machine behind it. However, director Wang Dong-hyuk is not a fan of simple endings. Season 1 ended with Ji-hun refusing to board the plane, a silent, meaningful act of resistance. If it keeps this style, Squid Game could end not with a grand victory, but with a painful truth, that evil doesn't die, it just transforms. Ji-hun may have overthrown a game, but can you change human nature? Will the bloodshed end or just move to another stage? A cultural legacy, and a warning for the future whatever the ending. Squid Game has achieved what few Asian series have been able to, become a global icon, pave the way for a wave of non-Western content, and prove that stories rooted in local roots can still touch the hearts of humanity. It's not just a movie, it's a warning about the injustices that are brewing in society. about a future where people lose their humanity for survival, and about the price of greed when it goes beyond moral boundaries. Two opposing shadows. Ji-I Hun and Frontman. When victims become judges in the bloody and heartless world of Squid Game, no one is truly a hero or a demon. Everyone is human, with pain, desire, mistakes and life or death choices in extreme circumstances. There, the two most prominent central characters are Seong Ji-I Hun and Frontman, each representing a different direction of humanity when pushed to the extreme limit. Seong Ji-I Hun, from loser to awakener. When he first appeared, Ji-I Hun was the epitome of a loser, divorced, unemployed, addicted to gambling, living with his elderly mother and not having enough money to buy a birthday present for his daughter. But that very person is fertile ground for compassion. Despite his hardships, Ji-I Hun still helps the elderly, shares meals with his teammates and cries when forced to betray his only friend. Winning the Squid Game doesn't make Ji-I Hun happy, on the contrary. It completely destroys his mentality. He refuses to spend the money, wandering around like a shadow and drowning in guilt. In Season 2, Ji-I Hun begins to change, from a victim to a rebel, when he discovers that the organization continues to exist and massacre others. In Season 3, Ji-I Hun is no longer a fugitive. He is a man carrying the pain of the past, an iron will to destroy the thing that turned him into a monster. But the big question is, in his journey to fight evil, will Ji-I Hun still retain his good nature? Or will he gradually become like the one he is fighting? Frontman, the winner who sold himself to the system Wong and Ho, the man behind the Frontman mask, was the winner of the Squid Game in a previous season. A former elite cop with a bright future, the invisible system has sucked him in, turning him from a victim to a tool of violence. Frontman's coldness and indifference are not his nature, they are the result of surviving by denying his humanity. He knows pain, knows guilt when he has to confront his own brother, police officer Jun-ho, but continues to run the game. Why? Maybe because he believes, this is how the world works. Some people win, some people lose. Those who are poor and want to change their lives must pay the price. He didn't create this system, he just keeps it running smoothly. In Season 3, Frontman's psychology can be explored more deeply. Does he truly believe in what he does? Or is he just trying to convince himself that there is no other choice? And if Ji-I Hun is the one he comes to destroy, is there a part of Frontman that wants to be free? Two worlds, an ideological war. Ji-I Hun and Frontman are two opposite paths that stem from the same roots: injustice, despair, and the desire to survive. One chooses to resist even though he knows it will be painful. The other chooses to submit in order to survive with his head held high. The confrontation between them is not simply a good guy, bad guy, but a conflict of two ideologies. One believes that humans can change the system. The other believes that the system is the nature of the world. Perhaps Squid Game Season 3 does not end with a grand death, but with a tragic awakening, that everyone was once human, but to survive, sometimes people have to leave themselves behind. Part 1. Predicting new games in Season 3 when childhood turns into hell based on the logic of the previous two seasons. The games in Squid Game are often inspired by Korean folk games, designed to be simple in terms of rules but bloody when applying the rules of life and death. Season 3 is likely to continue to exploit the distorted childhood elements and dark social metaphors. Here are some potential games. 1. Wind blows Balam Buliola, original rules. Children will shout, wind blows towards, and state characteristics. For example, those wearing red shirts, players who meet the conditions must run to the other side without being caught. Deadly version. Anyone who moves wrongly or too slowly will be sniped from above. Alternatively, the wind can be real traps, machine guns, mines, or even real wind from a giant fan blowing players off a cliff. Metaphor represents class division. Those who are not in the priority group will be eliminated. 2. Drag the sandbag, Molai Halu Kolbi, original rule. Children are divided into groups and drag sandbags to the finish line. Deadly version. Players are forced to drag the bodies of their dead teammates across dangerous terrain. The sandbags are real bodies, and if they do not complete within the time limit, they will be burned alive. Metaphor. Carrying the burden of the past, sins, or blood debts on their backs. A test of physical and mental limits. 3. Blow the fire, Bolnoli, original rule. Children blow out candles or torches against each other. Death version. The player must blow out the fire on the doll's head without touching it. If they fail, the fire will spread and burn them. Metaphor. The attempt to extinguish violence, fire, with the individual's weak breath, while the system keeps pouring oil. 4. The Hidden Dragon, Yang Sumji Ji, original rules. One person plays the role of a hidden dragon, the rest of the group must find and catch it. Death version. One contestant is chosen as a dragon, hiding in a maze. If found, they die. But if they live for the required time, they will be exempted from the next round. The game requires reflexes, memory, and navigation skills.